Hey Gunners, welcome back to another video, and unfortunately I'm reporting after a defeat against Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarter-finals, and it is really disappointing. I expected so much more from the boys, but I'm just going to dive into a couple things and what that result means for the future and how worried we should really be as Arsenal fans. Let's start with Teta, and again I was really disappointed with his game management today. I felt a couple of changes could have made earlier, and some of the changes were not good changes at all. Bringing on Eddie Nketiah in the 87th minute just didn't make sense. And just the decision to play Jorginho deeper than Rice, I just felt like that wasn't the route to go in this game. I feel like we've seen Declan Rice is much better in that number 6 position, but Mikel Teta, I hate to use the word, is a bit naive. He'll carry on doing stuff until he proves to you that it's correct, and that comes with being a young manager, and it can be expected, but it's really disappointing to see, because what you want is someone who's proactive when stuff aren't going well. Whilst we're talking about players playing in positions they shouldn't be, and just the overall management of his squad, I think it's important to tell you guys that this is now the 3rd April in a row where Arsenal have run out of gas and energy. When we were going for top 4, Mikel Arteta really struggled to rotate his squad, and a lot of our players just ran out of steam, and then Tottenham obviously managed to get top 4 over us. The following year, the title race last season, again, fantastic first half of the season, then we fall off, and this April we have now lost 2 games in a row, and it's a reoccurring theme, and it comes from a manager not being able to rotate his squad well enough, not being able to trust the current players in his squad. And it really needs to be ironed out, because if we're going to compete on all fronts, we need a manager who's adaptable and is able to change and rotate his squad depending on who we are playing. Even if he wants to trust his senior players, he's got to understand that in the long term, some of them have got to sit out some games. Bukayo Saka has been shaky over the past couple of games and not up to his usual self. And it's up to Mikel Arteta. You've got to rotate. You've got players who can play in that position. And there's games like Aston Villa, try Jesus there. What are you going to lose? It's about being stronger, trust your squad. That's all I asked for. He's a fantastic manager, but these are the sort of things I am critical of him for. Now I think it's only right to now pick out individuals and look at the performances of certain individuals. And today, unfortunately, I was disappointed with Gabriel. It looked like a return to the back end of last season where he was making mistakes, him and Ramsdale at the back in crucial moments, and we had thought he'd iron these out, but today he lost the ball when he wasn't even under any pressure. He was again not on the move or alert in the box, him and Tomiyasu, and these are things that we can't do at this level. And I don't know if it will come with experience or it was just a moment of lapsing in concentration, but regardless, it was really disappointing to see. And Gabriel has probably been one of our best performers, but again today it felt like a step backwards, but we can't really criticize him too much because he's been so impressive this season. Anyway, enough with the slight negatives. I want to just talk about a positive I saw today, and that was Takahiro Tomiyasu. Came in, hasn't played a lot of minutes this season, but I think he dealt with Sane really well. It's not an easy task at all, coming up against Leroy Sane, who absolutely destroyed us in that first leg, but I feel he really qualified him, and these stats show that. 3 tackles, 43 touches, 89% pass accuracy, 1 key pass, winning 50% of his duels. Really solid stats from him. And if we were looking at the few positives out of that game, his performance was definitely that, and obviously he had to come off because we were pressing on for that equalizer, which obviously didn't come in the end. But really good stuff from Tomiyasu, and hopefully he can play a key part in our run-in, because he's a really important player, especially when we have to come against wingers that are really tricky. Now on to another positive, and that is our captain Martin Ødegaard, who I thought was really good. He had some really good moments, won the ball back countless times off the press, and we just didn't use it well enough. I think he played a really key role in the half opportunities we had, especially in that first half. He had one in the second half too, and his rating also showed that performance, that showed he had that fight and desire, and a captain's performance, I would put it as that. 50 touches, he wasn't hiding, he wasn't trying to not have the ball, and that's something you want to see from your senior players, on your creative players. 1 key pass too, and obviously really nice stats in the duels there, which Mikel Arteta wants. So I've seen a lot of hate towards Odegaard after that performance. Some people on social media saying he was hiding, but I didn't think he was hiding at all. He was definitely, along with Tomiyasu and potentially Jorginho and Saliba, was one of our better players. It was just a shame we became statues in the box for Bayern's goal. I think Kimmich really did well today against Martinelli. Although I was happy to see Martinelli attacking his fullback, and he did create himself a couple of opportunities which he maybe would have took last season, but there was positive signs in a really negative day for us, and I just hope now we can press on for that league title and give it all we have, because we really need a major trophy to say that we have arrived under Mikel Arteta. But anyway, that's it for now, Gunners. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, share and comment what you thought about the game and any sort of things you would want to address.